What is going on, my beautiful people, man? Hope you guys are having an amazing day today. In this video, what we are going to be talking about, we are basically going to be talking about being able to get to a place of presence and energy in a state. I don't want to make this so mojo jojo, but it's basically saying that basically with relationships, and not only that, I mean, like just in our life, being able to get to a place of presence in God and a presence that is not able to be affected, but also like how do we handle dealing with our own emotions while we have somebody else that is trying to deal with their own emotions. It's like the craziest thing, man. And it's kind of like complicated when you really think about it. It's not the easiest thing to deal with, but it's something that we can get to a better place with. And I recently found something from the book called The Power of Now that really talked about this and put this into an amazing damn perspective. So we're gonna talk about that because sometimes in relationship, sometimes we're wilding, doing some stupid stuff, or we're just like unconscious and we're just not like fully there. We can't handle our emotional energy. But then also sometimes the other person in our relationship is like doing some crazy stuff and just like emotionally volatile up and down. And it's like, how the hell does this work? You know, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, how the hell are we supposed to make this work? And in the book, what he basically was talking about is unconditional love. Unconditional love is something that you can continue to get closer and closer to. And what he said is that unconditional love is not love that all of it, it's like there one day, is there, you're feeling loving, like I love this person so much. And then all of a sudden the next day, it's just like out. It's just like, oh, I hate this person. I hate this person completely. I hate everything that they're doing. I hate them so much. That's not unconditional love. And if we're being honest, sometimes that's how it feels. It's like, I love this person so much, and then they're like doing something and it's like getting a reaction out of us. And I'm not saying hate, but it's like, I very much dislike what they're doing right. I very much dislike this energy that they're bringing right now. And that's not unconditional love. And I know it's hard, but I know it's hard. I know it's hard for us to accept that because we want to believe that we're unconditionally loving people. But he gave a perfect perspective on it. And he basically was saying that presence and the present energy, which is getting close to God, it's like getting in the presence of being able to be loving, joyous, and peaceful on a day-to-day basis. No matter what you interact with, no matter how somebody else's energy is coming, you're so strong in your frame / presence that nobody else can mess it up. Nobody else can start to get to it. Now that is a journey that we are going on. I'm not there yet. I still have a long journey to go on with that stuff, but it's something that we can go on. Do you understand that? We can get closer and closer to being able to get that. Oh, there's a beautiful freaking bug right here. Wait, let me see. Oh, I can't get it to land on my finger. But that's what he was saying. Like, you're basically able to get closer and closer to that. And when you get closer to that, the energy of your partner isn't able to get in on your energy and affect your energy and make it feel a certain way. And you're able to bring and uplift that other person also. And that's really what unconditional love is getting to that present state, getting to that presence where it's so powerful and you love that person even when they're doing this or that. And you're getting into an awareness of what they're doing and knowing that they're unconscious and accepting them despite that stuff. That is so powerful. And I love the concept of that. And I mean, he was basically just saying about it like the fact that it's okay that you can have ups and downs with that other person and knowing that it's not always going to be, you're not always going to be able to maintain that perfect state. But if you can start to acknowledge that you're getting into a presence of knowing that you're not your thoughts, you're not your emotional reactions, you're not your feelings, knowing that that's what it is, you're kind of like, okay, I can see that if this person does this, I get a reaction out of it and it makes me angry. You start to take on their energy. You're taking on something he calls unconscious energy. And what unconscious energy is the energy that is basically kind of like, you call it the derp state, where you're kind of like doing stuff out of reaction. You're kind of like just getting angry, you're upset, you're sad, you're feeling this and that, you're petty, you're doing all that. We've all been at that place where we have that reaction in a relationship. And that's where we don't want to be. That's the opposite of being able to be conscious and being able to be out of that unconscious state, which is that joy, that love, that peace that we've all probably also felt, where you're so strong in your energy, you're just like, hey, you can act a certain way, you can do this, and it's like you're holding on and hugging and loving this person even though they're freaking lashing out. They want to like just like get something out of you, you know what I'm saying? That's where we're trying to get to with this stuff. And it's so beautiful because he says that even if they start to like have this unconscious anger or whatever, and it gets a reaction out of us, we're taking on their unconsciousness and we're getting into that. But if you have an awareness of, oh, I'm unconscious right now, I'm just reacting, I'm kind of angry, that brings you back to presence. It actually brings you back out of that. That's what we're trying to get to also, knowing that, just getting aware of that. When are you doing stuff that's kind of reactionary? When are you doing stuff that's not in your best self in God, in that peace and that love and that joy? Sometimes you do have to step away. Sometimes you do have to get away from them and, you know, regain that. But the awareness of that, knowing, he was just saying that this love is something that you can get more and more into. This presence that you can get more and more into is going to take you to where you're either going to separate, because, you know, you're getting into more of a presence energy, into the present now, getting more into the now. I know the now is probably confusing. It's a little bit confusing, but it's just saying like you're in this presence and you're in this presence of God. You are either going to separate because of that, because maybe you are just on such different planes, like they're just like so into that. Now, of course, there's a lot of complexities with that. You can still bring them up, but you are either going to separate or you are going to get deeper and deeper into the now together. Now, this is a lot because I'm still figuring this out myself. You know, me and my girlfriend can be very different sometimes. We have a lot of ups and downs. We have a lot of here and there. But I've noticed how the more that I get into the now, into that love, into that joy, into that peace, it starts to bring her into the now. When I start to laugh more, when I start to have fun, when I start to just enjoy my energy and enjoy the presence that God has put inside of me, enjoy the life that God has given us, all of a sudden I start going to her and we start just laughing about it. We start just having fun. We start just having a good time. But when I'm in this unconscious state, when I'm a little bit upset and stuff, it allows her unconsciousness to just come out even more, man. And it's just like we just get deeper and deeper into that, and it's not good. But also realizing I'm not perfect. We are not perfect. We are human. And realizing, okay, we can have these places where we're going to be reactionary. We're not going to be perfect. We're going to get jealous. We're going to get hurt. We're going to feel some type of way. I'll even tell y'all something funny, man. It's just an awareness, and the more you're honest with yourself, I think it actually takes the power away from it. Because for myself, like it's small stuff that can bring this out of us, but it's like an awareness. Here's the thing. It's small stuff that seems stupid, that seems funny, like, oh, why would that get that out of you? Why would that take you out of presence? But I was with my girl yesterday and we were just like doing whatever. You know, she was in a little bit of a mood and I'm just like doing my thing. I'm trying to like do my thing. I'm not in the perfect state or anything, but I'm just like, I feel present. I feel all right. I feel good. But then we were just like talking and she was like saying something and I was like hugging her and then I'm hugging her and then she says something that takes me out of this presence. It gets me into that unconsciousness, but I was aware of it. Here's the thing, I was aware of it. Let me just say that. But she was like, oh man, I miss when you had your long hair. You know, your short hair right now is giving, but I also miss when you had your long hair. And it's a small comment. Who knows what she meant? It's nothing. It's literally nothing. But sometimes our mind is like, damn, what does she mean by that? Like, does she mean that the short hair isn't like the best? Like, oh, she misses the long hair. And for me, I felt to get me into that unconsciousness, the state of like, you know, the little bit of like feeling a certain type of way about it or feeling a little bit insecure about it, whatever you want to say. It is what it is. But I kind of like, I had her and I just kind of like pulled her to the side and I kind of like, she could tell I was a little bit, you know, whatever about it. And then because she hasn't been like kind of, yeah, she's a little bit more reactionary. She gets mad because I got a little bit like my mood shifted and then she's like, you know what, whatever. And that's not going to help. That's definitely not going to help. But I was aware and I knew that this was this, because in the past it would have been like, damn, why did that take me out? Why did she say that? Why did she do whatever? But I knew it was just like me on my end. You know, I'm a little bit, that's still something I'm working on. And it was okay. I just said, I knew to myself, I needed to take a little bit of time and just do my thing a little bit. And I had gotten to the point now where I can talk about it a lot faster, because it would have been, in the past, I would have been like, no, I don't want to admit that. I don't want to admit that got to me. That's like something that shouldn't be getting to me. But the more that we can accept those emotions, it can actually get us into this presence back faster. Because I was like, okay, I took like 5 minutes. I was just in the kitchen doing something, getting something. And then I go back to her and we're talking, or like she's just there. And I say, I didn't like what you said. And just trying to be honest, you know, I know it's stupid or whatever. But I was like, I don't like what you said. And she, because she's in that unconscious state at that moment and she's a little bit mad and she's a little bit upset, she's like, oh man, like I can't even say nothing to you, whatever. But I knew that was her unconsciousness, her anger lashing out. But I had to do, you know, communicate. I was like, I'm just communicating this to you. That's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm doing is communicating this to you. I know it's stupid. I know it's just me. I'm not saying that it's like, oh, you said something, the worst thing in the world. But I just knew it was me, and I was like, okay, I just wanted, you know, we want to say that. We want to talk out there. And it brings me back into that presence. Now, I wasn't like perfect into the joy, like, haha. But I was even watching a TikTok right after that, and I started laughing at it. I forgot what the freak it was. But I started laughing at it, and now I'm just like cracking up, because it's you're back into that. You're like, okay, I was able to accept my emotions, accept those feelings, even communicate it, and know I'm a little bit feeling a certain way about it, and that's just my body. It's not, I don't identify with that insecurity, that the thoughts that it has or the feelings in my body. I can still be myself. I know, and I'm valuable. I'm still confident in myself, but I can still do that, and it gets you back into the presence with God. When you're able to admit that stuff, you get a better relationship with your emotions, and then you keep moving about your life. And it's so much better than what it would have been in the past, because it would have been thinking about it, it would have been emotions, it would have been like, why am I thinking about that? Why is this? How am I supposed to bring this up? But that's what we're trying to do, get into the presence. And I'm noticing too, for her, it's helping her, like giving her, there was another time where she got upset right before we were about to go to sleep. And we had like talked about it before, but she got upset right before we were about to go to sleep. I was a little bit upset. I don't know what was going on. But like we kind of lay down and we're there, and it's like the mood's a little bit off. The mood's pretty off. But all she has to say, she turns to me and she says, hey, I can't talk about this right now. Like I just like can't find the words for it. I'm upset. I'm a little bit angry. But I love you, and yeah, I just can't talk about this right now. Like I can't find the words for it. And that's all I needed from her. It was something as simple as that. And I can tell that that's getting her more into the now. The more that we talk about it and we get to a kind of place of communication with it, the more it's getting her back into the presence of God and into the presence and accepting her own emotions. So this is powerful. The more that you grow in what you're doing with this stuff, the more that other people are going to grow. So it's so powerful if you can continue to grow in this, because it's helping you understand your emotions. And the more you understand your emotions and are able to manage your state in God, bring yourself into he calls it, Eckhart Tolle calls it a light. The light of your presence. The more that your light of your presence is bright, the more that you can bring up other people's light of their presence and bring it up into the power of now, into the power of God's presence. So the more that you do it, the more you're going to be able to do it for other people and help them bring up their light, and you're going to shine the light for them. I think it's so powerful. I think it's amazing. It just gives you hope and light, and knowing that, okay, we can get to a better place together. We can continue to grow together, just knowing that that's what we're trying to do. All we can do, we can't control other people's emotions, but we can try to bring our light of presence in God better and better, and it actually ends up serving other people also. So let's go out there and do this today, man. If y'all guys got any stories, y'all guys got anything, experiences with this, let me know down in the comments below. It's freaking hilarious. I love the experience of this stuff, and I'm trying to learn as much as I can too. Talk to y'all down in the comments below. Love you guys. Peace.